managing finances is a life skill?
It's the only skill, because why are there so many schools, colleges, and parents, teacher after us? Because we have to earn money and get settled. I think everybody should learn how to make money from your own money. I would have started very early, even in the age when I received my pocket money.
Welcome to Risk and Reward Corner, the ultimate podcast for traders, investors, and financial enthusiasts, brought to you by CityIndex. So today we have with us Mrs. Chetana Sarang, who is founder and CEO Dattamsh. Welcome, Chetana.
Hi, Shweta. Thanks for having me.
Can we have a brief intro about yourself and your startup?
Sure. Shweta, I would like to call myself as an accidental entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
Because I served as an assistant professor in one of the engineering colleges for 6 years until 2019.
It's really nice to know.
Yeah, in 2019, I was confused. I wanted to do something more out of my life. And there were multiple things that I kept trying, and I bumped into this idea of entrepreneurship. I had never thought about this in the wildest of my dreams.
Yeah.
Coming from a middle class family like any others, I was only raised to bag a handsome paying job. But it happened. I'm glad that it happened. Initially, I started alone and as a trainer in AI, machine learning, and data science technologies in our place.
Yeah.
I was the very first few people among the first few people who started here. So it kicked off very well. Eventually, I went on to build on it in a phase where I had to narrow down and choose one particular segment. Earlier, when I was alone, it wasn't a company, it was mostly a proprietorship firm where I was the whole and sole trainer.
Yeah.
When I tried to pull it off as a company, we renamed it as Dattamsh EdTech LLP. And there we focused on school segment to scale up, because after COVID, we saw that AI concepts, AI education were started seeping into school segment as well. There were very few trainers and very few institutes or people who would contribute to that. And that's how Dattamsh got into AI education for all the segments. But to scale up, we have chosen school segment. We offer trainings and also resources, which are our computer textbooks, curated with trending technologies and not the outdated curriculum. It has very advanced concepts which are relevant for the current generation students. One series of books called AI Launchpad we have launched, which is doing wonders in Karnataka and elsewhere.
That's really
and
nice
recently, we also launched another set of books called Binary Brains in collaboration with Mumbai's and India's one of the leading book publishers.
Wow, that's great.
Binary Brains is another series. So that's a journey so far. We are a team of 8 people. Yeah,
I like the name Dattamsh. It's a very well thought name.
Thank you. It's a Sanskrit word for data.
Yeah, that's really nice. Can you say in one sentence what it is like? It is catered to students or teachers? I just slightly got confused.
Yeah, the books, the training curriculum is meant for students, but we don't limit it to students directly. In many cases, we also train teachers. So they become the carriers of our knowledge. So it's either ways. We are also open to training faculty for that. Yeah, our products and services are tailored to students, which also incorporates teachers training. So since we have brought in a lot of advanced concepts, we cannot expect the teachers to carry it all out by themselves. So proper hand-holding of teachers and training them is provided. So it's both teachers and students.
What inspired you to enter the world of training and education?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Since you were a lecturer before, so...
Yeah, I was a kind of person from childhood. I would first identify what are the things that I definitely don't want to do. Finishing my engineering, everybody were rushing towards campus placements. I don't say they are bad. However, the idea of being in one place, morning till evening in a sophisticated cubicle, working in front of your system,
it's very
did not entice me. I always wanted to intellectually connect offer and see that learning thing happening.
Communicate with.
I stayed there for some time, not joining IT, but I kept thinking, what next? In the
What can be
process,
done?
I happened to enter into teaching field, and unfortunately, there was less teaching and more of clerical
Why
tasks.
is it unfortunate? Like,
No, I meant to say that in the teaching industry currently,
in the teaching industry,
it is less of teaching.
the ongoing traditional way.
Yeah, not in the initial years where I joined as a professor, but these days, or from 2016, 18, a lot of load on teachers or educators are is put in terms of admin tasks, which I didn't enjoy. I wanted to get out and explore the world, do more. But education was always my passion and is my passion. I continued to build an EdTech. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, thank you.
What's the most surprising lesson you have learned from being an entrepreneur? From a lecturer to entrepreneur, how was the journey?
The surprising thing is that the moment you think it's over, something new sparks up and there is a breakthrough. And entrepreneurial journey is full of surprises.
Of course.
So that's how we like. I'm a person who always liked non-linear pattern of life, and entrepreneurship is something which is non-linear.
I can kind of relate, because I also feel the same, like we should keep doing something. Or
right, linearity is something which is made up, and everything in nature is non-linear. So freedom,
very well said.
Yeah. So to conclude, entrepreneurial journey itself is made up of so many surprises. I could just pull out one, which is very prominent. You never know if you are bending, breaking, or it's a breakthrough.
Okay. So what's the biggest challenge you faced while building your startup, like in the financial front, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, the biggest challenge with respect to building a startup on the financial front is definitely managing your finance, especially when you're building your company through a personal brand. You don't know how much to allocate to your personal branding, personal finance, and how much for the development of team. To strike a balance, and when to develop a team. It was difficult for me to allocate the same for marketing and promoting, reinvesting, personal finance. It was all a messy portion. When it got into the shape of LLP partnership, pretty much everything cleared out. So we could get funding from government through Startup Elevate program in 2021. We got funded around 25 lakhs.
Nice. That's really good. Amazing.
Yeah. The challenging part with that is that it's not over once you get funding. You level up the whole game. You build up things with that 25 lakhs, and to sustain it, you need 25 lakhs and more. Now, how do you get that? So that was another challenge. I had to run after investors, attract many potential angel investors, and keep up the game. Oh, it was tough after getting funded. It was easier before getting funded.
Of course, I do understand. I have talked to many of them, so they also tend to say kind of same things. And can I know, like, did you bootstrap and then you entered a LLP partnership, or how come? Like,
it
started
was
on your own, or friends and family round, or something?
No, not friends and family. Because you say I'm the first generation entrepreneur. Nobody were supportive initially. Nobody were convinced with the idea that I'm doing all of this. So no friends and family. It's of course the community which helped me a great deal. Not in terms of finance initially. Initially it was bootstrapped, organic. It went very well. And since I was alone, I could manage everything very well. I had built a very good brand of myself, self-branding and word of mouth. I was able to do well.
I just wanted to know, like, before starting, did you invest somewhere already, and you had that, like, you had built up things like, okay, I'll start something of my own at some day, and
not at all.
Like, you'll save something for it, or invest somewhere, and you'll take that out and just start something later.
No. As I said, I was it was an accidental discovery that ended up to be an entrepreneur. There was no saving. I remember the last salary I had withdrawn from my job was 25,000. I exited from that, no savings. We are covering definitely about that part in the further interview.
Yeah, yeah,
I just started very wild,
yeah,
and it went on building. I didn't change my domain. I
yeah,
was always sure I want to be in education. I
yeah.
tried to refine, I tried to focus, narrow down, and go on building
That's
on
very
it.
appreciable that you're sticking to your particular. You're very clear with it.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next question, like it's what are the three things like you think that people should pursue or they should have in this fast pace, fast moving world?
Yeah, as you said, fast. I would like to say the first thing is agility and
Okay,
adaptability. We
okay,
should not sit thinking, why did this happen to me? Or
yeah,
why is my friend or someone else having a better life than me?
yeah, yeah,
All that
yeah,
comparisons. So we have to be very agile, adaptive, saying, this is my life.
yeah,
Every day, at least 10 times. This is my life.
yeah. And also we can desire for what we want
Yeah,
and we can achieve it
that
accordingly.
is number one. The next thing
Mm-hmm.
is there's an interesting thing.
Okay.
They say people die once, but I say people die twice.
Why so? That's something
Twice. I'll tell
new.
you why. So everybody dies once,
Okay.
but people who dies twice are the ones who stop learning.
Okay.
So lifelong learning is something which
I
has
got
truly
it.
put
Yeah.
me into the place that I am. Whatever I couldn't do in the last 25 years, I was able to do in the next 5 years or recent 5 years. It's only because I kept learning.
Yeah.
And the
That's
third
truly
thing,
right. Yeah. You fantastically said like it's like once we stop learning, it's like we are dead. So there's nothing to do.
that's how I
So
put
we are
it.
dead,
Yeah,
completely dead.
right. And the final thing, the third
Hmm.
thing is that we need to learn to balance between networking and solitude.
Okay.
I owe all my success to the community, which helped me grow. At the same time, I was also torn away and disturbed because of over networking,
Hmm.
where I decided I need some time in solitude
Yeah.
to channelize focus. So, whenever I network now, I don't go unprepared.
Okay.
I will be very clear in my mind that if I meet this segment of people, this is how I'm going
Mhm.
to take their
Approach or
insights.
yeah. Hmm.
So I'm prepared, well prepared before I enter any networking domain. So
Yeah.
networking is very important. At the same time, focusing, journaling, and putting our thoughts out and decluttering
Also
things is
analyzing the
very
outcome.
important. Balance between
Hmm.
networking and solitude is the third thing
So that's
which I
really
think
nice.
everybody should learn.
That's really well said, sir.
Thank you.
Before going to next question, I would like to ask you like, have you invested before?
Well, to talk about financial investments, not until last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was very naive.
Okay.
I have seen the
Not aware
statistics.
of the
Yeah,
one.
not aware, ignorant, or
Mm-hmm.
not bothering.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some interesting facts. The
Okay.
33, around 33% of the Indian workforce is made up of women,
Yeah.
out of which I feel hardly 1% of women take initiatives to build their financial portfolios.
That's really right. So we are
That's a
also
serious thing.
focusing on this thing like
They think women, if they start working and earning some money, they are empowered.
yeah,
But the empowerment cycle is completed only when she can manage
manage her
her wealth
finances
and financial portfolio all by herself.
herself. Exactly.
So I think there is a lot of work to be done on this area for
This
women.
front. Exactly. So that's the reason I have invited you so that I can know about your thought process and perspective about financial management and how we can take it ahead and what to be done. Like when did you got to know that it should be started, or what was your thought process when you were 18, 20s in those age,
Mhm.
so that our audience who are in that age, and I mean after the degree they have started earning, so how they should have taken it and how it's all going, like I just wanted to know your perspective and your experience.
I feel I was very late in entering this.
Okay.
I wish I would have started much earlier
Yeah.
and made better wealth. So let me tell you, since I'm in education, There is not much being taught at a very young age in terms of finances or financial literacy, be it men or women. Men tend to pick these skills on their own after their graduation because they are supposed to run the show of finances for a family. However,
They're
most
portrayed
women,
that way, that they are the person who have to take it ahead. So,
however, in times where women and men are equally competing in all the segments, it doesn't hold true. Many women do not learn financial management or literacy or wealth management all their life. They are majorly dependent on the male.
Anybody who are in their life.
Before marriage, it could be father, brother. After marriage, it's all of them or husband. So it happens. But I feel schools do not actively participate in financial literacy for their own constraints. How much can they teach in just one day, or even family? We are just given pocket money, or these days, I don't know, the youth, they carry all the debit cards. They manage it, but nobody is taught about how it could all be managed.
They're just not aware of it. They're just doing it for, like, it's a continuation.
Until the age of 25, for us, independence is to earn your own money. Empowerment is to earn your own money. But empowerment is that when you can earn and also manage your own money. That completes the cycle.
That's truly right. So can we make up a sentence saying like finance? Yes. All but of them, these are not done at school level, even at the home level. So it's like
it's
a life skill which is neglected totally.
It's missed out. It's a skill which we have to learn, and by the time we start learning, it's already late. It is alarming that we see this situation. It has to be addressed. So all these schools, colleges, or the professional courses that we take, they prepare us for the indirect way of earning. But when we start investing, seeking financial advices, it's a magic where money makes money, which nobody teaches us. We should also learn how our own money can get us more money than finding the other alternatives to come at the money that
currently
we want.
We are at the stage of money for time. So we have to go with the money for money theory. That is why we are shooting the podcast and getting the audience aware about all of these aspects.
It's a wonderful initiative. I must appreciate it, especially women and youth. They should be more aware of this, so that their life years are not wasted in making money indirectly all their life, waiting for the promotion which might never happen, waiting for the dream company or verticals or multiple units that may or may not happen.
It's all hypothetical. So now that we have spoken about all of this, so it's convenient to ask you that what is one kind of myth you came across in the wealth management or any investment kind of advices you have received until now? So is there any such kind of myth which is...
There wasn't any myth in whatever financial advice was given by the professional financial advisors. However, there was an assumption which acted as a myth. That is, if I am earning huge money, only then I am eligible to invest. I waited all my life to earn a handsome salary and then I'll save something. That doesn't happen. So it's my honest statement that even if you're earning 5,000 per month, make plans to invest 500 or 1,000 rupees every month. And the ratio is different for everybody. For somebody who earns 30,000 per month, making 6-7 lakhs in 2-3 years is a big thing. So say again, my life is my life. So try to make the best out of everything.
So you only can
the
plan
myth
your
is
finances.
There is no definite income after which you can start planning your wealth or finances
or the investing journey.
No matter how small the salary is, just get out and seek financial
investing.
advising. Get out and start getting financial advices. Take the right decision and start it ahead. We may make mistakes in between. That's okay.
It's a part of
it. And we don't learn anything without paying. Even if it is an experience or a mistake, we have to pay.
Either the time goes off with the experience, or we end up spending some money to get that
Yeah.
experience done. So that's really nice of you. So I just wanted to know, like, in the process, did you come across any such thing wherein it misled you?
No, not really.
Mhm.
Nothing of
So
such
you
sort
said
has
you
happened.
started investing 3 years back. So
Yeah.
you had already started your entrepreneurial journey, and maybe you had good, environment around you, and
Yeah.
maybe because of that.
Being in entrepreneurial journey or entrepreneurship rather, I was exposed to this because it's word of men.
Hmm.
Men mostly talk about investments.
Yeah,
And how long will you ignore about thinking seriously about them?
yeah.
Once or twice, but each time you are around men, they are talking about this, and we naturally get intrigued to check what these are.
What is it? Yeah.
And besides that, I also took a course which made me understand how the world of stock market,
Hmm.
investments, how everything works.
How it
Then
works.
I really felt empowered
Yeah,
after
that's really
learning them
nice.
systematically and investing it. So they have not been any bad experiences. The only
Hmm.
thing I regret is I should have started it much
Early.
earlier in my age,
Yeah.
because all my financial portfolio further, it depends on how much time do I have further.
I started learning now. Still, I feel like I should have started very long back, and I should have known all this before and all those things. So it's never too late to begin, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you want to change one thing about the current financial education system, what would it be and why?
As we already discussed, that there is a huge gap in this area of financial literacy.
Mhm.
At every age, there should be some financial literacy given to the students
Yeah.
from school, officially, formally. It's not just about spending and saving. There
Mhm.
is a lot in between that,
Yeah.
ethically, to do and to ensure or see how this word of finance work.
Yeah.
So schools have got a very important role in coming up with financial
Shaping the.
literacy
Mhm.
programs. Currently, it comes only as an elective in most places. Some schools proactively teach it, and some don't.
It's
I
not a
insist,
compulsion.
yeah, I insist that it is to be made mandatory.
Okay.
Now, since AI has reached all the 8 segments, why not
Yeah.
financial literacy?
Of course, like according to me, if I can put forth my thoughts as well, like there are, like, in commerce we learn these bookkeeping, the accounting and everything. But where do we learn how to invest and all? It at all comes at the stage of MBA or something like that. And before that, in school times, we do not tend to know anything at all. So do you think these should be implemented in early age of schooling and everything, or how do you think it should be
Yeah,
framed? Like, if you can frame education system around this, like in the financial aspect, so how it would be like?
well,
Do you
that's
want
a
to
well
think about
thought
something?
question. In fact, I come from an engineering background, completing my master's in technology and entering this business
Yeah.
into technology.
Yeah.
You know, the toughest part I struggled is in all these,
Yeah.
having a check on my balance sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody shows it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to check.
Yeah.
That's when I went there and I found out the book.
You struggled and
Yeah,
known it by your own.
found out some books and learned. It was all hard way. Or make a
Mm-hmm.
mistake and you get a notice. Learn it.
Yeah.
It was the toughest part in my entrepreneurial journey was managing finances.
Yeah.
Till then, I assumed that you know technology and you win the world.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. Technology is just one part
One.
of anything.
Exactly.
It's how you manage people, how you manage finances is about business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would want these financial aspects or literacy programs or courses to be curated from a very young age, and it should be made interdisciplinary. Our education system should be interdisciplinary, where finance is a non-negotiable thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You may have coding, you may not have coding, but financial
It should be a
literacy is
compulsion.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
at
learn
least
about.
know, if you are an entrepreneur, these are the skills that you should know: how to keep a balance sheet,
Yeah.
how to know your P&L.
Even while school times, I do remember, like, if there are algebra and everything, I used to ask my teacher, like, why is this algebra and where do we actually use it. So there are a lot of students who even tend to think of these things, but they do not know where to use it and all. Like, should
Exactly.
it be very practical oriented?
Of course, because
Since you are in education background, I'm like thinking about things like you would be a right person who can think of like putting it in a different way.
yeah, see, mathematics is a subject I'm sure every kid must have enjoyed until the age of 7th grade.
Yeah.
After that, they try to disassociate. I was one among such students. Majority fall into that. That's the reason being there is no applicability in the practical life.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the oranges and bananas fail to teach us maths, we don't know how to learn further.
Yeah.
So it's very important these days. It's changing because on YouTube,
Yeah.
a lot of videos are put up on practical applications. So
Yeah.
students who are struggling with any subject only because they don't have enough practical exams are getting comfortable because of the information, the kind of content that is available on the internet.
Yeah.
But it should be applied to schools where teachers teach.
Yeah.
So teachers, if they are freed from other tasks and they are meant only on focusing, giving a good
build
lecture,
the base of students.
Yeah.
Basically.
It is said so, but teachers are also driven in different directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should be given enough time to prepare and be consultants of the subject, though, so that they give practical applications and make the class engaging. They feel fulfilled and the sessions are also enriched.
Yeah.
The student and teacher environment or engagement in the class should improve multifold, giving away all the traditional practices of just writing on the board and mugging up, memorizing. Rote learning has to fade away.
That's really nice and thoughtful. So if you would want to invest, start investing with all that you know now, what would you do differently? Like you said, you started 3 years ago. So,
because I know we need very less to start investing. We don't need a lot. The only thing required is to be disciplined.
Yeah. Consistent as well.
Consistency and discipline. At that age, it's very difficult, but I should have started, is what I feel. I would have had a long runway for my investments.
Any other thing you can think of? Like if you are investing in FD, like for example, so FD would give some different kind of returns. Equity would give different kind of returns.
I would be investing in mutual funds, SIPs, and these, where again it's exponential, non-linear.
When you were a kid, that's what you.
When I say investments, maybe I'm mostly thinking about mutual funds and SIPs, all of these.
Okay.
No, FD isn't the first thing that comes when I'm saying savings or investment.
So traditionally, our parents used to invest in FDs, and that was the biggest thing they think about and talk about every time. So I just wanted.
That's safe. However, when we are youthful, we try to experiment. I think mutual funds, SIPs, these are all fantastic ways to experiment and explore.
Yeah. Like there are many other things which has made life easier so that we can invest and get better returns, and it's evolving. Like maybe when our kids or anybody, the next generation people would listen to us saying, I have observed this,
that post-COVID, the Gen Zs are a lot more updated with these terms.
Yeah.
I have a 9-year-old son. I was surprised. He comes one day and asks, what is the difference between bulls and bears?
Oh, wow.
I was just shaken.
It's really Where nice did that he reached that stage.
And his question was, why is the term bulls used for the market going up? And why is it bear for the one going down? I was
really thoughtful
surprised.
Question, so,
He is just 9 years old. So just imagine the awareness is raising. At the same time, it becomes very important for us to regulate it. Because I have heard from many schools that a student in 9th standard has picked up these skills and he is no more interested in school. So that should not happen. Because school is a place we also learn a lot of other things required to live an ethical and a meaningful life. It's not just about earning money. So when we introduce these things at the right age, it's also very important to regulate and educate neatly.
It's just a part during the school days.
Just imagine if I was not aware of bulls and bears and the market, what I would answer to my son. he would go finding answers from someone else. Don't know in what way the answer would have come to him, and where he would be driven. So it's very important for all the mothers of this generation as well to be aware of financial terms and the market, stock market, and everything.
Yeah, it's a really good message you are giving out in our podcast, so that all the women would see and also know, like they have to be updated to just answer their kids as well.
Yeah, just to add on to this, one thing, most women feel that if they take over on managing their own wealth and finances, it will indicate as disrespecting on their male partners or trying to dominate. It's not like that. They should, in fact, take in confidence their partners that it has nothing to do with the respect that I pay or the dominance. It's just that I want to know this domain, because life is uncertain. No matter how well you are protected by your husband, you never know how things change. Life is very uncertain these days, so it's better
to communicate,
be empowered in a complete sense.
Also communicate and be clear, so that
convince them. This, I think, this is the biggest barrier. Most women earn money, but when it comes to investment, they say, I just give it to my husband, he takes care of it. It's not bad. At the same time, be learned about those things.
If you know and then you are depending on somebody, it's still okay. But
what if it's not available for some reason? You have to take a decision. Can you move a step ahead? No, or you're shaken. Don't land up in such situation.
It's really nice that you said this. So I hope all of our audience will surely take it from you. So what are the financial skills that need to be learned to build long-term wealth?
First thing is having a goal, financial goal for the important events of your life. Marriage or retirement or any important events, education. Seek financial advices on this from the certified or professionals without looking directly at the internet and picking some random pieces of information. Plan, have a goal, financial goal, which has to be timed. See for your goal, what is the time that you have and how much has to get into savings. And the second thing is discipline. Because we may be tempted to bring them all out and liquidate it many a times, but control that. Invest and forget it. It's easier said than done. However, discipline is something which sets the successful people apart from the ones who are not. In everything.
Exactly.
Finances are a major part of everybody's life. So discipline is another thing. The third thing is upskill or upgrade yourself from the trends that are happening in the market. Take a professional course. Don't rely on somebody who has done some XYZ amount in short period and start calling them as gurus, because it's not linear.
Going for shortcuts.
Trust in a very professional course. Invest in that. It may take some, few thousands, but that's okay. It's for life. It's an investment.
It's worth
to learn investment. So stay invested throughout the process. Take a proper professional course. You may not be handling it further, but at least when you are advised something, you should be able to understand how secure or how well is this managed. And you should, financial advisors or companies, they are managing different people's accounts or portfolio. If you are proactive in asking them, in connecting with them, you might as well get more from them. So it's important.
Since you're interested, it can end up a better one for
and let me tell you, it's not interesting at all. It has to be interesting. It's not interesting. It's full of numbers and market. And for women, at least, it's not very interesting. It is something which you have to say, I have to learn it because I have to live my life successfully.
So I also used to feel the same way when I started. So it was like, oh, I have to learn about this news and all, and it's very boring. The political news, the economic news, it's very boring. So it's very difficult to keep up with it and remember all those aspects. So I used to feel that way, but now I'm enjoying it actually. So when you actually tend to know about it and how it affects the market, so it's very interesting, is what I feel.
Yeah, any news about that, we have to just take it in a superficial level, trying to understand, not just applying everything and worrying as if we are the problem solvers of what is happening in the world.
Yes,
It
yes, yes.
starts bothering us.
So we have to take it different way when we are,
Yeah.
consuming some kind of news. That's what I learned as well.
Some things seep in, some things go above,
Yeah.
right? And we just have to keep hearing those words. At least we know what is happening. When somebody says, okay, you can connect the dots and say, this is what I heard and this is how I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. So now that you have started investing, so have you thought about any kind of like early retirement? Like, okay, I will invest so much, and at the age of this, I want retirement. Okay, I keep working, but I retire. I need retirement in terms of financial freedom, something like that.
No, for me, retirement
Did that
means
thought even pop up?
not really, until there were some health issues where I could do absolutely nothing but lay in the bed all day for 10 days,
That's really
15 days.
sad.
That's when you think of retirement, not otherwise. Retirement means different things to different people.
Yeah.
But no, not on early retirement in terms of what I can do with my life. However, considering the life and its uncertainties, if I may have to, I should have the same life that I have today, a decent life, when I decide to retire at any age for any reason. I should have the same comfortable life considering its inflation impacts and everything.
Can we have a take-home message from you for our viewers?
Definitely. I have message for each of the categories of people. One is women. As I said, don't hold yourself back looking at the earnings that you have, no matter how small. Go there and explore investment opportunities like mutual funds, SIP, and many other options available, tools available. And for the youth, along with your studies, which are essential, try to explore this domain of financial, where money can help you create money responsibly. And for the men, I request to support your sisters, wives, or daughters to explore this domain freely without being perceived as them trying to dominate you or trying to disrespect, because empowerment comes from having the ability to manage their finances independently. This is my request to all the three communities.
Yeah, it's very well said. So it's a wrap for today. So stay tuned for next podcast as well. So thank you so much, Chetna, for being with us and giving us so much of time, your precious time, spending
Thank you,
your
Shweta. Your
precious time
questions
for
were
us.
really thoughtful. It made me think and answer it. I think it helped me speak up from my experience. Thank you so much for being a wonderful host.
Thank you.